My dear friends, let's talk about something that many older women think about, but very few ever bring into the light. It's uncomfortable, even a little embarrassing. Some of you may have wondered quietly, why do I notice a faint smell of urine, even when I'm perfectly clean? Or maybe you've worried about a friend, a spouse, or even yourself. Now, before we go further, let's pause right here. This is not a conversation about blame. This is not about pointing fingers or suggesting anyone is unclean. In fact, many of the women who struggle with this are some of the most careful, well-groomed, and dignified people you'll ever meet. They bathe regularly, they change their clothes, they do everything right. And still, that faint sour odor seems to linger. The truth is, this issue has little to do with laziness or poor hygiene. More often, it comes from small habits we don't even notice or from quiet changes in our health that slip past our attention. And the best news? Most of these things are simple to fix. Once you understand what's happening, you can take back your confidence, your comfort, and that beautiful sense of dignity that every person deserves. In today's video, I want to gently guide you through 6 common mistakes that can leave older women battling this problem. These aren't complicated medical lectures. These are everyday choices, like the clothes we wear, how often we sip water, or when we change a pad, that make a bigger difference than you might think. Stay with me until the end, because what I'll share is not just about smelling fresh. It's about feeling free, comfortable in your own skin, and unafraid to walk into any room with confidence. Let's begin with something many women rely on every single day: incontinence pads and liners. These products are a true blessing. They allow women to go about their lives without fear of accidents, to attend church, visit friends, or simply enjoy a walk in the park without worry. They bring freedom, and for that, we are grateful. But here's the part we don't always talk about. Leaving those pads on for too long can quietly become one of the biggest reasons an odor develops. Even a small leak, the kind you might think doesn't matter, can linger. When urine stays trapped against the skin in a warm enclosed space, bacteria get to work almost immediately. They break down that moisture and release compounds that carry the sharp, sour smell most of us recognize instantly. And while the pad absorbs the liquid, it doesn't absorb the odor. In fact, once it's been used for a while, the pad can actually hold that smell close to your body and your clothes. The longer it stays, the stronger it becomes, sometimes without the wearer even realizing it. Meanwhile, the scent can cling to undergarments, chairs, or even the fabric of your favorite dress. I once met a woman named Linda, 72 years old, elegant and always well put together. Yet she often felt embarrassed at gatherings because her daughter noticed a faint smell she herself couldn't detect. After talking it through, she realized she'd been keeping the same pad on from breakfast until bedtime. When she started changing every 3 or 4 hours, and right after even a small leak, the difference was incredible. She told me it was like getting my life back. So, dear friends, remember this. A pad is like a piece of wet clothing. You wouldn't sit in damp trousers all day, and the same goes for your protection. A fresh pad means a fresh self, comfort, dignity, and the freedom to enjoy your day without worry. Now, let's talk about something many people never suspect. Sometimes that lingering odor isn't coming from the outside at all. It's coming from the inside. For older women, one of the most overlooked causes of a strong urine smell is a bladder infection or urinary tract infection, often called a UTI. Now, when we're younger, these infections usually shout at us with obvious warning signs: burning when we go to the bathroom, running there every hour, or that sharp pain in the lower belly. But as we age, the body doesn't always send those signals so clearly. Instead, what lingers is simply the smell. A sour, ammonia-like odor that sticks around even after a shower, even after fresh clothes. I remember speaking with a woman named Marlene, 76 years old. She had done everything right, changed her pads often, cleaned carefully, drank water, but the smell just wouldn't go away. She felt defeated. Then, during a routine checkup, her doctor decided to run a quick urine test, and there it was, a low-level infection she didn't even know she had. A short course of antibiotics later, the smell was gone completely. She looked at me and said, "I thought it was just me. I didn't know something was wrong." Here's the truth. UTIs are very common in women over 60. Things like diabetes, certain medications, or difficulty fully emptying the bladder can all increase the risk. And if left untreated, they don't just cause odor, they can make you feel weak, tired, or even confused. So if you've tried everything, better hygiene, fresh underwear, breathable clothes, and the odor still lingers, please, dear friends, don't carry the burden in silence. Talk to your doctor. A simple test may reveal the answer, and treatment can give you back that sense of freshness and control you thought was gone forever. Now, let's look at a habit that might sound wise at first, but quietly works against us: drinking less water to avoid bathroom accidents. I understand why so many older women choose this path. The logic feels simple. The less you drink, the less often you'll need to rush to the bathroom, and the fewer chances there are for leaks. But here's the surprising truth. Holding back on water doesn't protect you. In fact, it makes things worse. When your body doesn't get enough water, your urine becomes concentrated. That means it turns darker, thicker, and much stronger in smell. Even the smallest leak from concentrated urine can leave behind an odor that lingers on your clothes, furniture, or skin. On top of that, concentrated urine can actually irritate the delicate skin around the pelvic area, making it sore, red, or even cracked. And when the skin is irritated, it's even harder to stay fresh. What makes this tricky is that as we age, our natural sense of thirst fades. You may not feel thirsty, yet your body is already dehydrated. That lack of hydration affects more than odor. It impacts your energy, digestion, skin, and even how your body flushes out waste. I'll never forget meeting Betty, a kind 78-year-old woman who admitted she avoided drinking water all day because she was afraid she wouldn't make it to the restroom in time. She thought she was protecting herself, but instead she struggled with a constant strong smell. When her nurse encouraged her to start sipping small amounts of water regularly, especially in the morning, everything began to change. Her urine became lighter, the odor faded, and even her skin seemed healthier. She told me, "I didn't realize water was my friend." So, here's the encouragement. Don't be afraid of water. You don't need to gulp gallons. Just steady, gentle sips throughout the day can make a world of difference. Hydration is not your enemy. It's one of your greatest allies for freshness, health, and confidence. Friends, let's talk about something we don't always connect with odor: the clothes we choose to wear each day. Many of us love the comfort of stretchy fabrics, snug leggings, or shapewear that helps us feel supported. They may look nice and feel secure, but here's the hidden problem. When clothing is too tight and made from synthetic fabrics like nylon, polyester, or spandex, it traps heat and moisture. And when moisture has no place to escape, it creates the perfect little greenhouse for odor-causing bacteria to thrive. Even a tiny leak or just natural warmth from the body can get trapped in these fabrics. Over time, the smell doesn't just stay close to the skin. It settles into the fibers of your clothes, your underwear, even your favorite pair of pants. And here's the frustrating part. Synthetic fabrics are harder to wash completely clean. You may run them through the laundry, but once you put them on again and your body heat warms the fibers, the odor can return. I remember Diane, a lively woman of 70, who came to me almost in tears. She bathed every day, kept her house spotless, yet still couldn't get rid of a smell that seemed to follow her. After talking about her routine, she realized she wore tight synthetic leggings nearly every single day. When she switched to looser pants made from natural fabrics like cotton and started alternating her underwear with breathable bamboo, she said it was like stepping into fresh air. "I hadn't realized my clothes were holding everything in," she told me. So here's the takeaway. Let your body breathe. Choose clothes that allow airflow, especially underwear and pants. Natural fabrics like cotton or bamboo wick away moisture and let freshness stay with you. A little extra room in your clothing doesn't take away your beauty. It adds to your comfort, your confidence, and your freedom to move through the day with ease. Now, my dear friends, let's touch on a subject that can feel a little delicate: intimate hygiene. Sometimes, even when we shower daily and keep a clean home, we may unintentionally overlook the very area that needs the most careful attention. Here's the truth. The way we care for our intimate area has a big impact on odor. Many women think the answer is to scrub harder or use strong soaps, powders, or sprays. But those products often do more harm than good. Harsh soaps can strip away the body's natural balance, leaving the skin dry, irritated, and more prone to odor. Powders and perfumes may cover the smell for a short while, but underneath the problem remains, and sometimes even worsens. On the other side, not washing thoroughly enough can also allow residue and bacteria to build up, which of course creates its own odor. So, what's the gentle balance? Warm water, a soft cloth, and consistency. That's it. No fancy products needed, just a loving, steady routine. I think of June, an 82-year-old woman who told me she had used perfume soap and talcum powder for decades. She believed that if she smelled floral and fresh, no one would notice the urine odor. But deep down, she still felt embarrassed. When her doctor gently suggested she switch to simple warm water rinses and to always pat the area dry afterward, she gave it a try. Within weeks, the odor faded dramatically. She said, "I realized my body didn't need perfume. It needed kindness." Friends, restoring freshness doesn't require chemicals or complicated routines. It comes from gentle, thoughtful care. Treat this part of your body the way you would care for a newborn, with tenderness, warmth, and patience. In doing so, you're not just washing away odor, you're honoring your dignity and giving yourself the gift of comfort. Sometimes the smallest habits make the biggest difference. And one of the most overlooked yet powerful habits is as simple as this: changing your underwear often enough. It may sound obvious, but you'd be surprised how many women quietly stretch the time between fresh pairs. Some change only at night. Others might reuse the same underwear for a couple of days, thinking, it looks clean, so it must be fine. But the truth is, even tiny leaks, ones you may not even notice, leave behind moisture and residue in the fabric. Over time, that residue becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. And bacteria, as we know, bring odor. Even laundry habits can add to the problem. If detergent is too light, if underwear isn't rinsed properly, or if clothes are stored damp, odors can cling and return as soon as the fabric warms against your skin. I'll share the story of Darlene, a graceful 75-year-old woman who always dressed beautifully, but quietly carried the worry of odor. After we talked through her daily habits, she admitted she changed her underwear only once a day, often wearing the same pair from morning until bedtime, even after small leaks. She decided to try something different, changing at least twice a day, especially after any accidents. Within days, she noticed the difference. The odor vanished, and she felt fresher, lighter, and more at ease in her own body. She told me, "I never thought something so small could make me feel so clean again." So here's the gentle reminder. Your underwear is the closest layer to your skin. Treat it as a daily gift to yourself. Change it at least once every day and more often if leaks happen. Fresh fabric doesn't just protect your body, it restores your confidence and helps you carry yourself with quiet dignity. My dear friends, as we close this conversation, let's pause and remember one important truth. A urine odor is not a natural part of aging. It is never something you have to accept as your new normal. More often than not, it's simply a sign that a small habit needs adjusting, or that your body is quietly asking for a little more care. We've walked through 6 common causes together: pads left on too long, hidden urinary infections, skipping hydration, tight synthetic clothing, harsh or incomplete hygiene, not changing underwear often enough, Frank. Each of these may sound simple, but they carry real weight. And the good news is, every single one has a solution within reach. You don't need expensive treatments or complicated routines. You don't need to feel ashamed. What you need are small, loving steps: fresh pads, steady sips of water, breathable clothes, gentle hygiene, clean underwear, and medical attention when needed. These little changes restore more than freshness. They restore confidence. They restore dignity. They remind you that your body is still your own, still worthy of care, still capable of feeling comfortable and free. If you take nothing else from today, let it be this: there is no shame here, only solutions. Every woman deserves to walk into a room without fear of odor, to sit close to her loved ones without embarrassment, and to live each day without carrying a hidden burden. And if you've struggled with this, you are not alone. Many women share the same challenges. If you feel comfortable, I invite you to share your story in the comments below. Your words may be the encouragement another woman needs today. So let's keep lifting each other up, with awareness, with compassion, and with hope. Together, we can walk this journey of aging, not with fear, but with grace, strength, and dignity.